Good evening and welcome to Humboldt State Tonight. For our YouTube viewers, welcome back. For our friends here at Channel 3 KIEM NBC in Eureka, California. Well, it's been a hot minute since we've been bringing you the people and personalities that make Lumberjack athletics all a possibility, whether it's on the field, the court, wherever it may be. And we are going to catch up with those dynamic individuals every single Wednesday night. Excited for Humboldt All-Axess. Humboldt All-Axess. Pleasure to be joined by head men's basketball coach for Cal Poly Humboldt, David DJ Broome. Coach Broome, first time battling against some new foes, scrimmage versus CR the other night. Tell me about it.
There was some good and some bad. I think offensively, obviously, anytime you score 103 points, you made shots and you did some things well. Yeah.
I mean, the ball's still got to go in the basket, right?
100%. I think defensively, we got to be better. I think it's easy to lose focus in those games where you build such a big lead and you are in control. And we're playing with lineups, and it's an audition for a lot of guys. But overall, yeah, it went well, and we still got a long ways to go, though.
What did you expect versus what did you get?
I expected that new CR would move a lot, so a lot of screening actions. I knew they'd be mostly playing 5 guards, so it would challenge some of our big guys, and that's exactly what happened. I think we had to clean up a lot of what we were doing on screens, our communication, making sure we had top and rim, and just some fundamental stuff defensively. But I knew we could score, and we lived up to that expectation. But like I said, the defensive end's got a long way to go.
So how do you get better defensively?
It's focus, and I think as we transition into more real games where I'm not walking in and telling the guys I'm going to play everyone, we'll be surprised how quickly it fixes itself. So when they know their minutes are based on how well they'll guard, they tend to figure it out.
And did some guys earn some more minutes with their play?
You did. I think, our first group was really good. I think we had a couple guys. Brandon was plus 33 and Drew was plus 30, and obviously Shaq was pretty dominant when he played. So yeah, we had some guys play really well. Tyreek, our freshman, was really, really good off the bench. He had 22 and 9. I think his energy and motor was pretty inspiring and good to see. So yeah, we had a lot of guys play well.
When you look at a stat sheet, what is important to you? What are some of the numbers besides the score that you look at, and maybe when I'm going through a game I can pick up on and know that you're happy with something's happening or something that's not happening?
I think rebounding, obviously assists was a big thing for us. We had 23 assists on 35 field goals, which is pretty good. So that'll be something we constantly harp on. There's stuff that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. We want deflections, we want kills, which is when you get 3 stops in a row. So we didn't hit goals on some of those things, and we accomplished our goals on some others. But overall, it was a good night.
37 threes. I know people excited about that. Not scared to let them rip?
I would not get used to that number. There's going to be a lot more balance. Obviously, like, into the game, it turned into just a track meet getting up and down, but the ball's going to go inside a lot. We got a big fellow that can score it, will pass it, so it'll balance out.
I believe SRJC, the Bear Cubs of Santa Rosa Junior College, going to make the trip up here on Saturday. What do you want out of that exhibition affair?
I think it should just be day and night when we watch the film on what we look like defensively.
Okay.
I don't really care how much we score. I want to execute a little better on offense and make sure we're running our stuff right. But at the end of the day, we want to hold them in the 50s and not have them in the mid-70s like last weekend.
All right, and also dress rehearsal. How did it feel being the front guy on the bench?
It was much the same. I was in the booth, so I didn't stand up a whole lot.
Okay.
Just kind of barked from my seat, and a lot of it is testing, what's translating from practice to the game, and those scrimmages as exhibitions. So I want to see them think for themselves and try to figure it out. But yeah, it'll be a lot different once we get to the season.
Coach Kinder always told me it's different. When you call timeout, it's one thing to have everybody looking at you, opposed to you looking at somebody else.
Yeah, it's definitely a difference, but it went well. I mean, comfortable. We got easy guys though. They're listeners. They're easy to coach, and yeah, it was fun.
And talk about just that dynamic between your assistants and how you guys all function as a whole.
I think they are an extension of me. There's a lot of trust. Obviously, KJ knows the system, knows how we do things, and then CV's hit the ground running, and he's dialed. So great communication in the game. I think we're all on the same page. I trust what they're vocalizing and don't feel like I have to come in above them or anything like that. So it's been really good.
November 14th, it gets real.
Yep.
You've got SRJC, you've got Santa Clara, which will be a big step up in competition. What are you hoping to accomplish most between then and now, and how much further does this team need to get? Because then the ultimate one is December 4th.
Yep, 100%. I think it's going to be, like you said, a constant build until we get into conference. But trying to get healthy, I want to get to the point where obviously we're executing on a high level on both ends. We know our stuff, we're comfortable, we're confident, and then our pace and energy and how hard we play should be things that stand out as we continue to build in the preseason. So we're moving in the right direction.
Talk about health and where the guys are at right now. And just as a coach, seems like sports these days, there's way more injuries than there used to be. Now, whether that's a case of not doing actual, game conditioning, or that's a fact of we're just more aware, whatever it may be. Talk about just, explaining to your guys about the way to work and also the way to be ready, because one of those old cliches is, availability is a great skill.
100%. We got a couple guys banged up, uncontrollable things. Wayne just went down a little bit of a foot sprain tweak, so he's in a boot. And then Ray's been dealing with a hamstring, so nothing crazy serious. I expect both of them back in the next couple of weeks before we get started. But I keep telling the guys, like, how you hydrate, how much sleep you're getting, how much time you spend in the training room doing preventative stuff. Obviously only helps your success rate in trying to stay healthy and stay available. So that's been a big thing, and I mean, a lot of it is luck. So you just hope, hope it stays in the where it needs to be.
Coach, appreciate your time as always. DJ Broome right here, Humboldt All-Axess. Oh, pleasure for the first time this season, a Humboldt All-Access wrestling coach, Lennie Zalesky. Coach, appreciate you not wearing the singlet today, but
what's on underneath?
Exactly. Hey, how was the off season?
Oh, restful. We're back to Montana for a couple months and had some good time with the family and a little bit of rest.
Well, with that said, season coming in hot. Year one versus year two. Tell us about the differences and what you're looking to build on, because I would say you had a fantastic, inaugural campaign.
Yeah. Well, we started out with 48 guys, and we're at 44 right now. So last year, that's about twice as many as last year, and we have some pretty good talent, I think. You'll have to come watch it Friday night to see for yourself.
I like that.
But we have, one of my former wrestlers at CBU is with us, and he, as a sophomore, he beat a Division I All-American. He'll be at 165, but we got some kids in there looking pretty tough, and so, I think we look like we're tougher in probably eight of the weight classes, I would say.
What was different year two versus year one when you're out on the recruiting trail? Because, last year at this time, a little before, you're recruiting a dream.
Right, exactly.
And now you can actually, put some results pen to paper, as they like to say.
Yeah. Well, the first year I'm recruiting, and, we don't have a wrestling room. They're asking, where's your wrestling room? Well, we don't have one. Well, who's your assistant coach? Well, we don't have one. Well, what's our singlets look like? Well, we don't have that either. Well, who are we going to wrestle? I haven't skipped the schedule yet. Who do I got to work out with? Well, I don't know. You're the first or second one on campus. We'll find that. So the recruiting pitch wasn't very good then. But anyway, we had a little momentum last year.
Sounds like it's twice as good this year.
Oh yeah, it's we got some talent. We'll just see. Injuries are always a big part. To sustain a team. Lack of injuries actually, but we're always concerned as a wrestling coach, in that area. But I think they look good.
And I was just talking to DJ, and injuries were a big thing. What do you tell guys as far as preventative when it comes to not getting injuries? Because I'm going to repeat myself again, but availability does help when it comes to athletics or anything in this world.
Availability of.
Well, that's a pretty good ability. If you can't wrestle,
ability. Okay. Well, we tell them not to get hurt.
Okay. That's simple. I would say wrestling is a little easier said than done.
Yeah.
We're talking full contact here, Coach.
Yeah. It's a tough thing in the sport of wrestling. It's kind of just go like this.
Cross the fingers. There we go, from a true expert. All right, you got your first year green and black scrimmage coming up this Friday night. Is it? How do do you weigh the teams? Is it a random draw, or do you kind of have your prospective 1s versus 2s, or how do you put together the depth chart, and what are you looking for out of your guys?
Okay. Well, first of all, we got to wrestle off tomorrow to get to the top 2.
Okay.
And so we haven't got to that top 2 yet. So we'll usually try to split them up evenly. And so they'll wrestle off. There's weight classes we don't know who's going to win, quite honestly. Some talent's coming in, wrestling guys may have been here last year, but it may be a lot of people, a lot of new talent against new talent, new person against new person. So I think 74, 84, 97. 97 we have 1 returner, but we might only have a few returners wrestling.
How many weight classes are there?
10.
And let's say you've got 3 guys who are really good at 1 weight class. How far up or how far down do you feel comfortable sending guys in a weight class?
When you say send in, what do you mean?
Well, let's say 155, for example. You got 3 guys who are really good there. I mean, would you ask one of those guys, because maybe you're weak at another spot, to gain a couple pounds, lose a couple pounds? And if so, how far are you willing to, or you feel comfortable going with that?
Yeah. That's a good question. Going up a weight is much more pleasurable than going down a weight.
I would imagine.
But the NCAA sets, at the beginning of the year, that's already set, if they can go down another weight class or not. Okay. Most of them that are trying out right now cannot go down another weight class. So you can go up 1, but there's not a lot of places on that lineup that it's going to be easy to move up and make the lineup. I don't think there's a person going to try to move up, because it's only tougher above.
And it doesn't sound like a lot of holes in the lineup.
No, there shouldn't be. No. Keeping our fingers crossed.
Talking to DJ, obviously, different coaches, other sports, you can kind of get an idea of who can play, but sometimes you need live bullets. How much do you think you have an idea of who can wrestle and who can't, and then how much you think you're actually going to learn on Friday? Or maybe tomorrow when you have your wrestle off, I guess I should say.
Yeah, I know we watch them in practice, so we got a pretty good idea. Okay. Now, how they do against the top 6 or 8 in D2, we may not. I'd like to see that anyway on some of the weight classes, but we definitely got kids who are going to compete with those kids.
Coach, I'm excited for the season. Good luck this Friday, right here in the gym, open to everyone, free admission. The show you need to see, that is Cal Poly Humboldt Wrestling. Thanks,
okay.
Coach.
You're welcome.
Pleasure to be joined by Kanoho. Forgive me, I'll butcher these names. I've got all season to figure it out. That's a good one. Kaya, I'm looking over your bio here, and the first thing that pops out, Lane Community College. Now, I don't know if you know the history of Lane Community College and the Lumberjacks, but 2 all-time greats, Megan Shields, future Hall of Famer, and Kersey Wilcox, already Hall of Famer. Legends here, came from Lane, won CC2A titles, all conference, all American type players. So excited to have you here from Lane.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Thank you.
Tell us about making that journey from Lane Community College to Arcata, California.
It's honestly not that different. Obviously, when I came out here for my visit, it's very Oregon-like, the trees, the weather, but yeah, I mean, I think I went from a good community there at Lane to an even better one here too, so I think there's not much to change.
And Eugene and Arcata a little different, but it's got to be fun to be in a college town as well, right?
Yeah, it was cool. We were around U of O, University of Oregon, and Bushnell and all that, so lots of students there, I would say. Yeah.
Talk about Michelle, Coach Bloss recruiting you and why this was the right fit, because I'm sure you had plenty of opportunities other places, but obviously we're ecstatic that this was your destination.
Yeah, I'm super happy, and they're great coaches too, so I'm really happy I chose this one.
How did they reach out, and what was that recruiting process like?
I think Coach B reached out to me during the NWACS, which is championships, and she wanted to reach out to me after the games because she didn't want to bother me, but yeah, we reached out, we talked, came for a visit here. Sadly, it was raining though, but they were both really great. I actually came with a teammate here too, so I wasn't alone. But yeah, I really liked it, really liked the environment. The facilities are great here too as well.
And I mean, it never rains in Oregon, so that's not. You talked about Oregon similarities, so at least you're used to it.
Very used to it.
And you're used to transition. Tell us about Hawaii. I mean, Hawaii to Oregon and now California, clearly logging some miles in the air, on the road. But just talk about how you decided to come to the mainland.
Well, obviously, it's just weird. Like, I usually don't get homesick, but yeah, coming from like hot humidity to cold, rainy every day, it's different.
Yeah.
It's a lot different. And people think like, or tell me like, why would you do that? I don't know. I liked it. I spent 2 years in Oregon, so like my third year here, it's honestly, I'm used to it at this point. I like it, yeah.
And what about, I mean, culturally, Hawaii is a lot different too than just the weather. Talk about that adjustment.
Yeah, culturally it is, but a lot of people that I've met here, they're awesome. Like, they're great. They're super nice. And I don't think that much of a difference. There's also a lot of Hawaii people from where I go.
What do you miss most about, what island are you from? What do you miss most about home when you're here?
I'm from Oahu, and I think the thing that I miss the most would be obviously my family, but the food too. Yeah, there was a lot of options back home.
Then when you go back home, what do you miss most about being over here?
Oh, probably all my friends. Yeah, I might say my friends.
A lot of new faces on the Lumberjack squad this year. Talk about how you guys have developed relationships and how that crew's coming together.
We actually got to meet each other like mid-summer because we came here for the kids camp, and I think that really helped with everyone transitioning. We're all super close, and I feel like, well, there's not really much to do here, so we're just always with each other like every day. So I think our bond is growing really well.
And what has the preseason been like, and how nice has it been to finally start having official practices? Then I'm sure I'll follow up too. Finally get to see some new blood on Monday.
Yeah, I feel like from preseason to now, we've just been working really hard, and I mean, I don't see much difference because even though we're in season, we're still working really hard.
Right.
We're still doing good, but I think just learning and having chemistry with each other is something we're learning to do as well. But yeah.
And obviously you'd like to work because you don't come play for Michelle Bento-Jackson if you're not scared to sweat a little bit.
We all love it. We're all grateful for it.
Talk about what you want to see from your team and your teammates with this exhibition match coming up right here on Monday, and then before you know it, the season's going to be here. Where are you guys at, and where do you need to be?
Right now, I feel like, well, we're still putting in more defense. We're putting in a press and just being more confident in our plays and learning the different options off of it. So I think Monday, it's just about executing basically, and maybe showing a bit of our speed too. I feel like we have a very fast, scrappy team.
Coach said you guys are fast. You guys like to get up and down the court, so that's good. Kai, tell us about your game. What can we expect when we come out and watch you ball out?
I do like defense, if anything, more than anything, and running up and down. So hopefully a lot of good defense and a few shots here and there.
Now your parents, of course, are watching back in Hawaii, so I got to ask you about your studies. What are you majoring in, and how's the school life treating you?
I'm majoring in business with a concentration in finance, and right now I feel pretty good in everything. I have good people around me that keep me motivated and doing my homework, and yeah, grades are good.
Mom and Dad are going to love that report when it comes back. Hey, Kai, appreciate your time, and
Thank you.
Excited to see the Lady Jacks in action this year.
Yes.
Kaya Kanoho right here, Humboldt All-Axess. We'll be catching up with her and the Jacks all year long. Don't forget, Monday, scrimmage before the season begins. It's Humboldt All-Axess. Last but not least, we have got Frida here joining us. Frida, Duran, Arellano. See, this is professional sound. I apologize for that. We'll work on it. Frida, that's how everyone knows you. The trophy case is stacked. You were just telling Drew off air. For us here on the beautiful airwaves and the YouTube world, can you list some of those accomplishments you've picked up here since you've been a Lumberjack?
My freshman year, I got honorable mention in the CCAA, and then newcomer award. Sophomore year, I got second team, I believe, and then I got the offensive MVP. And then my last season, I got offensive MVP, and then most valuable award, and first team all conference, and second team all West region.
Woo. It's a lot of action. Keeping it hot there. All right, what makes you such a good player, Frida?
I would say my hard work and dedication, to the sport. I do love the sport of soccer, so I am always trying to be consistent and working hard, not just for myself, but for my teammates and my coaches who have like the trust in me.
I was going to say, that's quite an example setting, and I'm sure Coach Lennie loves it because not only is his best player the hardest worker, but his best player is the hardest worker, and you know that's truly leading by example. Do the girls feed off that?
I would say yes. I'm a player that kind of is always pushing everyone to work and to do the most so we can like be the team that we are. But everyone in the team has a good work ethic, so we all feed up from everyone.
Do you ever get frustrated though? I mean, you being the star player, and it's tough. I mean, if everyone was like you, they'd all have accomplishments like that. So does that frustration ever set in when you're not getting the same effort maybe from your teammates that you put in yourself?
I mean, I wouldn't say frustration, but I would say like I wouldn't say like frustration, but I do think like a lot of our team has talked to, and we had set goals on like fixing the little things, and the little things are just like putting that effort in, but everyone is mostly working hard, and just I do get frustrated sometimes, but everyone is hardworking in the team. And
you know, I'm sitting here, I want to ask you maybe what's your favorite moment of your career so far, but I think you've got an opportunity to maybe still have that yet to come. You guys have had a great CC2A season thus far. You're in great position, but I think 5 games left on the road. What's it going to take to finish strong for the Lady Lumberjacks?
a lot of hard work, dedication, commitment, and just the 3 of them, and just keeping everyone in the team accountable to like push ourselves and go for the goal that we all want, which is like we know that we're like a really good team and we have a lot of potential in the team. So just working hard to get the CCAA championship.
Yeah, it's got to be an interesting position where you ladies are at, because you kind of had a, I don't want to say a hard preseason, but maybe didn't quite hit the expectations you had, and then obviously you got into league play and, you know, really got the ball rolling. So you guys have seen how good you can be when you're not at your best. So I'm sure it's one of those deals where you look in the mirror and you kind of know it's up to you and how this thing's going to finish out.
Yes, well, we started off not really good at the first, but we were at practice fixing the little things to be the team that we were at the beginning of the CCAA. And we did have a step back this last weekend, but we got feedback from each other, so we know the team we can be, and we're gonna try and work as hard as we can to be the team that we want to be.
What was senior day like? I mean, crazy this early in season that there was a senior day, but just take us through that experience.
It was very emotional, but it was also it made me feel really happy just to have like walk in the locker room all decorated and have all the people or teammates supporting us and like celebrating us. It was really emotional for me. I started crying before I even got in the locker room, but yeah, it was probably one of the best moments I've had here in Cal Poly Humboldt, just having like that support and like that appreciation from my teammates and my coaches, which is one of the most important, I would say, important moments for me here.
Yeah, it's a very special day, and for a lot of folks, senior day comes at the end of the line. Now, for you guys, you do get 5 games still left, and this thing's in your shoes how long you want it to go, because then you're going to have the CC2A tournament, and then hopefully, of course, you know, the regionals, and then the sky's the limit. So what's it like kind of putting it in perspective that the end is near, but it's also your guys' choice when it comes to a close?
It is kind of sad that the end is coming, but for us, we don't see it like that, because it just gives us like just 5 more games, but we still have more games after that, because we know the potential that we have in the team, and we know that we're going to do good and that we're going to make it further than just 5 games. What
do the Jacks need to do to be successful over these 5 games to make sure there's 5+ games?
We need to work hard and finish our chances that we have. In the final third, I feel like we haven't been able to finish a lot, but our defense is doing really an amazing job to just keep no goals in behind our net. Like,
Yeah, I mean, what was that, 4 or 5 shutouts in a row?
We have like probably the best defense in the program right now.
Frida,
From, like,
I love it. Great job. Thanks for joining us right here. Humboldt All-Axess. It's going to wrap it up. It's finished for this episode, but a lot of work for the Lady Jacks left to do, and it's a positive because they're going to finish dynamite, and you can catch them on the road. I want to thank everyone for their time tonight. Until next week, I'm JB Mathers.